Have you ever heard of a ghost who haunted Northern California, a phantom who played a deadly game with the police and the press? This is the chilling story of the Zodiac Killer, one of America's most infamous and elusive unsolved mysteries. Our story begins in the late 1960s. The peace and love movement was in full swing, but a dark shadow was creeping over the San Francisco Bay Area. On December 20th, 1968, two teenagers on their first date were attacked in a remote lover's lane. This was just the beginning. Over the next year, the killer would strike again and again, seemingly at random. But this was no ordinary criminal. He craved attention. He began sending taunting letters to local newspapers, like the San Francisco Chronicle. These weren't just letters. They were a direct challenge to the world. He gave himself a name, the Zodiac. What made these letters so terrifying? They contained intricate ciphers, complex coded messages that he dared law enforcement to crack. This is the Zodiac speaking. The letters would often begin, followed by details of his crimes that only the killer could know. He included a strange cross-circle symbol, his personal signature that would soon become a symbol of fear across the nation. One of his most famous ciphers, the 408 cipher, was cracked by a high school teacher and his wife. The message was horrifying. It was a rambling confession, revealing a deeply disturbed mind that saw its victims as prizes for an afterlife. But other ciphers, like the notoriously complex 340 cipher, remained unsolved for decades, baffling even the FBI's top cryptographers for over 51 years. The Zodiac's reign of terror wasn't just on paper. He would call the police after his attacks, his voice calm and steady, reporting his own crimes. He played a psychological game, creating a media frenzy. He threatened to target a school bus full of children, sending waves of panic through communities. Parents were terrified, and police were on high alert, but the Zodiac always seemed to be one step ahead. Police investigated thousands of suspects. One of the most prominent was a man named Arthur Lee Allen, a former teacher with a troubled past. There was compelling circumstantial evidence against him. He wore a Zodiac brand watch, owned the same type of weapons, and was reportedly in the vicinity of some of the attacks. But key evidence, like fingerprints and handwriting, never matched. Allen maintained his innocence until his death in 1992, and his connection to the case remains a subject of intense debate. Over the years, the Zodiac's letters stopped. He faded back into the shadows, leaving behind a legacy of fear and unanswered questions. Who was he? Was he a brilliant, cunning mastermind or just a lucky, disturbed individual? Did he stop, or did he simply move on, never to be caught? The mystery has captivated generations of detectives, both professional and amateur. It has inspired books, movies, and countless online forums where people still try to piece together the clues. The case remains officially open in several jurisdictions. It's a stark reminder that even with all our technology, some mysteries endure and some ghosts are never laid to rest. The Zodiac Killer left behind a puzzle that, to this day, no one has been able to solve completely. Thank you so much for watching. If you find true crime stories and historical mysteries as fascinating as I do, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you in the next video.